Welcome to season 9 of Dudes of the Dead podcast.
Nine seasons.
I know, it's crazy. Maybe we'll make it to 10.
I think we might.
Yes.
I think we might.
So given the last season was busy for us, we actually surpassed our 100th episode.
And didn't say anything about it.
No, but we would like to take a moment kicking off 2026 in the new year to just have a minor celebration for our 100th episode, which is a bit of a milestone.
I don't have any streamers or like horns or anything.
I'm disappointed.
Darn.
Maybe we can put some in post.
Yes, exactly.
Edit
Yeah.
some in, setting expectations high. Yeah, so for season 9, we thought we would do something a little bit different. We would like to do 2 lists today, a short one and a long one. So we thought it'd be fun to do a looking forward, looking back episode.
Yes.
Or looking back and looking forward. So what we're going to do is give you 2 lists. One list of 5 and one list of 10. Is that what we did?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. To celebrate episode 100 and season 9 as a kickoff. So looking back, we're going to pick 5 horror movies that we didn't get to see in 2025, but we wish we had seen, or at least on our radar to go back and watch. Is that correct?
Yes, except I noticed on one of mine, I just watched it. So
I also, this morning, I had to make a quick change because I actually managed to watch one of them. So that's okay.
There you go.
And then, of course, 2026 is actually looking
Yes.
really promising.
Yes.
I didn't quite recognize how good it was looking until I made this list, but there's a lot of really exciting things happening in 2026 for horror. I think, the whole last decade has been amazing, but maybe 2025 was a little slower.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's certainly some good quality films. I just don't think there were the bangers that there were in the last few years.
Yeah, and I think 2026 stands out because it has some of the big name franchises
Yes.
which are delivering, but there's also a lot of really good directors who have done some more understated projects who are making more things
Yeah,
in
100%.
2026. So we're going to do 2 lists for you today, looking back and then our looking forward. Anything else to add to that before we jump in?
I don't think so. Do you want me to start?
Sure, I'll be a gentleman since I got to go first
There you
for the
go.
top 10. I'll let you go first for our looking back.
Okay, so I came across. I came across this one a few times, but I never actually watched it, and that's Begonia,
Yes. Okay.
which looks really good, and it's a great cast. But there's something about it. I don't know if it's because it flies under the radar. Like, I think I haven't seen it because I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's not very good. But everything I read about it is good.
I've heard only really good things about Begonia.
Yeah. And I think Emma Stone actually shaved her hair for that. That was not like a rubber.
Ooh, that's dedication.
Yeah. Yeah. I could be mistaken, but I seem to recall reading somewhere. So that's my first one that I would want to see is Begonia, because it seems like a pretty creepy film.
Yeah, I did not put that on my list, and I'm going to add it to my
There you
list
go.
because that's a really good pick. All right, so my number 5 is Locked from 2025. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
All right, so synopsis. When petty thief Eddie breaks into a state-of-the-art SUV, he becomes trapped inside by its owner, a vigilante who uses the vehicle as a deadly jail, leading to a tense battle of wits and survival. This one stands out for me because of the cast, so this has Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins.
Wow.
Yeah, has a 5.7 on IMDb and a 63% critic score, so maybe it doesn't
Right.
live up to what the casting would maybe lead you to believe. But the premise sounds cool.
Yeah, it does.
And Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins, that's enough for me to at least give it a watch. So
Yeah, for sure. And I like that concept of it sounds very claustrophobic to me if you're stuck inside a car.
yeah.
So-
have you heard of that one?
I have not. Totally not on my radar.
Cool. Yeah, so maybe we'll get to discover some stuff from each other here today.
So my second one that I would like to see that I missed and is Keeper, Osgood Perkins. Despite underwhelming,
I know some people who
reviews.
really liked it. So
yeah, I mean, I want to give it a try because certainly, I mean, my guess is going to be that the best parts were in the trailers from what I've seen, but it looks pretty creepy. It looks pretty interesting. So I'll give it a shot. I mean, I think it was a pretty mixed bag with Longlegs too.
Yep.
So, and I quite enjoyed that, watched it 2 times. So I'm going to give it a shot for sure.
yeah, I didn't love Keeper, but you're going in with low expectations, so be curious to see
Yeah,
what you think of that one. All right, my second most anticipated that I missed from 2025 is Meat Kills. This is a Dutch extreme horror about radical activists infiltrating a pig farm to expose cruelty, only to encounter increasingly violent and deadly consequences as extremism and vengeance escalates.
Wow.
This has a 5.9 on Internet Movie Database, and I couldn't find the Rotten Tomato scores because I think this one is pretty on the periphery of cinema. However, I've heard this one is cool because it apparently has a lot of social commentary, political commentary about how you have two sides who really strongly disagree with each other and how those people treat each other, which is pretty salient given our current political climate.
Does that happen in real life? Or
I don't know.
It just in the movies?
Just in the movies.
Yeah.
So Meat Kills.
Quiet Piggy.
Have you heard of that one?
Quiet Piggy?
No. Have you heard
Meat
of
Kills.
Kills?
No.
Okay.
You're digging deep for these ones.
Digging deep.
Now, this is one I was disappointed that it wasn't on my radar, and I don't remember seeing anything about this, but this is David Cronenberg, The Shrouds.
Oh, I came across this one.
And because I like Cronenberg stuff, I want to see this one. And the little bit of trailer that I saw looked really good. Looks kind of weird, which is David Cronenberg's kind of universe. So did you see anything positive or negative about this?
Yeah, that one wasn't on my list, but I did see when watching some other people's top 10s of 2025 that one was on there. So
okay.
I think it's supposed to be quite good. I don't always enjoy Cronenberg.
Yeah.
I mean, I always appreciate what he's doing. I don't always find it's not my thing necessarily, but I think it's worth watching.
All
It
right.
will be worth watching.
There you go.
Cool. We have no overlap so far.
No.
That's kind of cool. All right. This one I know you know about because I think I actually heard about this one from you. My third one looking back is Dust Bunny, an imaginative action thriller where a hardened hitman is enlisted by an 8-year-old girl to kill the monster she believes ate her family, only to face assassins and uncanny threats while confronting what monster really means. This is Mads Mikkelsen and Sophie Sloan, and it has a 7.0 Internet Movie Database score and an 85% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. So this rings a bell for you?
No.
Oh, I thought you recommended Dust Bunny, or you mentioned it on a list at some point.
Never heard of it.
All right, I could be wrong. Anyways, Mads Mikkelsen, I think, is always great.
Yes,
I
he's very
did see
good.
this one pop up in a few places as notable. It sounds a little out there and doing something a little different. So that's Dust Bunny.
Yeah, not on that one. I might actually add to my list because I didn't know about that one, and I like Mads Mikkelsen. He's always really good.
For sure.
So this one we talked about in a previous episode, but I still haven't finished it. I started Ugly Stepsister, and I want to finish it because I've read good things about it. I just need to get in the right headspace. I'll probably go back and watch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of playing with the Cinderella story, which is what I'm assuming they're playing with, and apparently there's some pretty gruesome stuff in it. So it should be interesting to see.
For sure. That's funny because my fourth pick was also The Ugly Stepsister. I haven't started it yet, but I would like to. I keep hearing that it is good. Sometimes the subtitles ones, you just have to be in the right mindset for. It's just a little more work, but I have no problem with subtitles. They're always very good. This has a 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's probably going to be good, and a 7.0 on an Internet Movie Database. So yeah, I think we could both, maybe we should watch it together.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Ugly Stepsister. And then your last pick?
Well, my last pick is the one that I just watched.
Oh, funny. Okay.
And that's Vicious.
Okay, so that was on your list.
It was on my list for sure because it was on some people's lists for 2025. I won't give away what I thought of it, but I'm glad to cross it off my list because for me, it was worth watching.
Yeah, so as a sneak peek for season 9, maybe our next episode might be a review of Vicious.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
Interesting. Yeah, I had Strange Harvest on my list, and then I did go watch it.
Yeah, okay.
So I had to replace that one.
I saw that one too. That was a good recommendation, by the way, from you.
Yeah, nice. So this one, my last one, which I haven't got to see, which I know you did see, and I seem to recall you actually liked it. This is Predator Badlands. So on a hostile planet, an outcast young predator named Dek must prove himself by hunting an apex creature. So this has a 90% critic score. And Prey was really good too. So I think following Prey.
Yes. I guess it's a monster movie, which is why it's kind of in the horror genre.
Yeah, Predator's always kind of been associated with the horror genre.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's more action, is it?
It's more action,
Yeah.
and it's really well done. I mean, I think Elle Fanning is fantastic in it.
Is it rated R, or did they tone it down? Like, would you say it's a horror movie or not really?
Not really for me. Like I say, I mean, there's the monster element in the story, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure what the rating was, but it's definitely worth seeing. It was very good. I always go into those. I mean, I like the original Predator, and I'm actually kind of curious to go watch Predator versus Alien now.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched subsequent Predator films until Prey.
Yeah.
And I liked that one, and I liked this one. So maybe maybe what they're doing with the franchise is worth going back to look at.
And I feel like I've heard, are they maybe building towards another Alien versus Predator?
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I thought I heard that somewhere, but anyways, could be interesting.
There you go.
All right, so that's our looking back. We've been getting a few more comments and stuff on our YouTube videos recently. So if you've seen any of those, or you have any thoughts, do you recommend we spend the time to go back and watch those ones, or are there certain ones we should avoid? But yeah, actually, between the two of us, not too much overlap. So there's potentially 10 films you could go check out from 2025. But it's going to be a busy year because looking forward, there's a lot of really good stuff coming out. Interesting, January tends to be pretty slow. We're only in like the third week of January here, and we've already had Primate and Bone Temple as notable releases.
And I think the end of January is supposed to be Return to Silent Hill and Send Help.
Yeah, that's a pretty stacked January.
It is. Yeah, because that's usually fallow season for horror films. So
totally.
This looks like a crazy year, though, with a mummy film, The Bride, which is a Frankenstein film, Werewolf, and those all look like big. They're all big names with big casts, so it's going to be
see
interesting.
If those make our lists.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you rank yours?
I did not. I actually had to cut 4 because I had 14 on my list.
Wow. Okay.
No ranking. This is in no particular order.
Okay, I did rank mine, so I'll go from my least anticipated to most anticipated. But we're gonna jump in. So always fun to see. Like I find every year, sometimes the ones I'm most anticipating don't deliver.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best films of the year are ones we didn't even know existed in January. But as of right now, this is how the horror landscape is looking for 2026. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
I didn't think we were going to do like a review thing. So I'm just mentioning names and why I'm looking forward to it, as opposed to I didn't do any kind of rundown of what the film is or scores or anything. Well, I guess they've not released this.
Yeah, no scores yet. Yeah.
My first one is Undertone, which is an A24 release. So part of the reason I'm interested is because it's about a podcast host.
Oh, cool.
So I thought that might be an interesting place to go. There have been YouTube influencer
movies. Podcasts are a lot of work, okay?
Exactly.
Bodies reference.
And the other thing, the other reason that I chose this one is because it's an A24 release.
Yeah, A24.
Which, they had some hit and miss in the last few years. I usually count on them for something decent, but they haven't always hit the ball out of the park. So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like for sure.
Yeah, though I find them more consistent than Blumhouse, which I feel like is very hit and miss. Whereas A24 I find usually delivers, but not always.
Yeah, and generally, even if it's not exactly what I wanted, it's well made. Where I can't always say that about Blumhouse. Sometimes they're just hot garbage.
It's so true. Just for fun, how many overlaps do you think we'll have? 6. Okay, I'll go 5, but I think probably that ballpark.
Okay.
All right, so my number 10 is Scary Movie 6, which may not be on your list. Main actors Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, so the Wayans brothers, haven't seen them much in a long time. Synopsis: the next installment in the parody horror series, spoofing recent horror films and tropes with a blend of irreverent comedy and slapstick scares. So I know they're not usually good movies, but there's been so many good horror movies. Like, I don't know when the last Scary Movie came out. It was a long time ago.
It's been quite a while, yeah.
And there's been so many notable horror films that come out since then. So I'm just kind of looking forward to see like which films they choose to spoof and which just how they tackle parody with so many good horror movies. I just think it'll be fun. If you just want to turn your brain off and like have some fun with a genre that you love, I imagine, all the big heavy hitters from the last decade, like Get Out and Hereditary. I'm sure there'll be lots of jokes. I'm just curious to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not on my most anticipated list, spoiler, but it will be fun to watch because I've watched most of them. I don't think I've seen all of them, maybe 3 out of the 5, but it's always a good laugh, especially if you know what they're spoofing, right?
Yeah, considering we watch most everything in the horror genre for the last decade, I think we'll get all the jokes. So I'm looking forward to that. I made sure this was number 10. This is not high on the list, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't kind of looking forward to Scary Movie 6.
I guess this is my number 9 is Werewolf, or maybe it's Werewolf. The big reason for me is Robert Eggers directing, and the cast is Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Ineson, and Willem Dafoe. Yeah. I mean, although I was going to say, how can you go wrong? But then there was Nosferatu, which had a killer cast. And to be fair,
You felt that Nosferatu went wrong?
It wasn't what I expected, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it was really well done, and the cast was fantastic. The performances were great. I think I don't know what I was expecting, but again, that was an expectation thing where I had in my mind, okay, this is what it's going to be like, and it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, and I've almost baked into my expectations of Eggers films now to expect them to be different. Like he just seems to take a really unique approach and really likes to weave history and stuff into his, and they're maybe slower paced than a lot of other horror films. So if you go in, you have to go in with the right expectations. That's true.
Yeah. And I think because Dracula is a franchise that I've read and watched a lot of vampire films, I had this expectation of what Eggers did with The Witch and those kinds of things. And I thought, okay, this is going to be fantastic. And it was a really well-made film, and the performances were good. There were just some things that, and I won't say they were bad. It's just like, oh, I didn't expect that part of it. So that kind of threw me off, I think.
Yeah.
But well done film.
If nothing else, it'll be well acted and gorgeous.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Nice. Good pick. All right. My number 9 is The Mummy. But this is Lee Cronin as the director. He was the director of Evil Dead Rise. So I don't think I would have put The Mummy on my list otherwise. Yeah. But I think the fact that Lee Cronin is doing it has my attention. So I've not been a fan. I think the Mummy franchise has had a bit of a rough go. Hasn't been really horror. Like the Brendan Fraser versions are more like action adventure.
Yeah, I liked those, but the Tom Cruise one was not very good.
Yeah, I didn't see it because I just heard universally terrible things about it. You saw it?
I watched it.
And it was,
well, I mean, it had the budget to, like, it was decent looking.
Yeah,
but it didn't do anything for me. I would much rather have seen the original Mummy with Brendan Fraser, just because it was fun. And there was some great comedy. There was some good action, a couple of little scares, but I thought that was really well done. For the budget of the Tom Cruise one, it just was really flat for me. It's just, okay, stick to Mission Impossible.
That's fair. Yeah. I've never seen a Mummy film that I loved, or I was like, oh yeah, the Mummy. And so I'm excited to maybe see them do something really cool with a mummy monster.
Yeah. And I can see with Lee Cronin, I mean, based on what he did with Evil Dead Rise, that it might be pretty gruesome, which would be awesome.
Yeah. And I try to avoid trailers these days, but I was in the theater and I saw a trailer for the Mummy. And yeah, the tone definitely looks like dark horror.
Nice.
So yeah, hopefully it's good. But that's my number 9, The Mummy.
All right. My number 8 is Psycho Killer. This is Georgina Campbell from Barbarian. Zombieland director Gavin Polone, I think is how you pronounce it. The script is written by Seven and Sleepy Hollow and Andrew Kevin Walker. So those 3 things combined was like, okay, I'll give this one a shot. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
This was my number 11.
Okay. Just cut it, eh?
Yeah, it sounds like it's very much like Seven.
Okay.
Which gets me excited.
Yeah, exactly. Because we haven't had anything that dark and that grim since. Like at the same level.
No, for sure. Like we always talk about like Silence of the Lambs or Seven, like those like really, really dark procedurals. Long Legs maybe gets there, sort of.
Yeah, it starts to get there, I think. Yeah.
But you're right. This might be even darker than that. So.
Yeah, which I would appreciate.
Though it doesn't have Nicolas Cage in the credits.
Yeah, sadly.
All right. Good pick. All right. My number 8 is Flowervale Street. Directed by David Robert Mitchell. This has Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, so a very stacked cast. And do you know what he directed?
I do not.
Okay, It Follows.
Oh, okay.
And I loved It Follows. I think that's one of the better horror films the last decade. So I'm excited for it based on the director and based on the cast. You remember Phil? Oh no, the guy who's obsessed with Anne Hathaway.
Oh yeah, the Eastern European guy.
Yeah, something for Anne. Oh, Be My Cat.
Be My Cat. Yeah.
Anytime I see Anne Hathaway now in a horror movie, I just think of Be My Cat, which you should watch if you've not seen. So the synopsis: a family begins noticing strange occurrences in their neighborhood with a tone of mystery and unease. So I don't know much about this one. Okay. I just know based on the pedigree of David Robert Mitchell and the cast.
Yeah, sure.
Should be fun.
Yeah, especially that sounds really good.
And Ewan McGregor, I've not seen in anything in a while.
No. Well, he's been doing his motorcycle tour.
Fair. And I was going to say, I don't know if I've seen him in horror, but of course he did the follow-up to The Shining, right? Is that Ewan McGregor?
Yes, Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
And I mean, not maybe arguably horror. Wasn't he in the Shallow Grave? Or
Oh, Shallow Grave is so good.
yeah, that's so good. But
Whether it's horror or not is debatable,
Exactly.
but that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, no, I'd be happy to put that there. Yep. So Ewan McGregor, I mean, I've not seen him in anything in a while, so I'm excited to see him.
yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
I think
Flower
we're
Vale
I
Street.
think we're 8.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen a trailer. I just saw some good things about Hokum, which is my number 8.
Yep.
Which is Adam Scott is the lead. It's set in Ireland. It's supposed to be a kind of a folk horror, supernatural horror, which is pretty much up my street. And especially with Celtic mythology, I think there's some really cool things that they could bring in. And it just looks creepy, scary to me. So I'm looking forward to that one. And Adam Scott is so good in everything I've seen him in.
Yeah.
So that's my number 8.
Good pick. All right. I presume this one's on your list somewhere. My number 7 is Evil Dead Burn. This is by Sebastian Vanecek. Do you know what he directed?
No.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until I looked up, but he was the director of Infested, the spider one.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, so that was good. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does with an Evil Dead film. I don't recognize the other cast members, but this is just more Evil Dead, I think with a promising, interesting director. So
Do you know if this is a complete separate story or if it's a follow-up to Evil Dead Rise?
I don't actually know. These days, I just try to almost go in with as little
fair.
knowledge as possible, and there wasn't much on it otherwise.
Okay.
But I think every Evil Dead film we've seen has delivered.
Yeah.
Like you and I really like the 2013 one.
Yeah.
I think we both liked Evil Dead Rise.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So Evil Dead Burn, I think, will be interesting. So that's my number 7.
All right. Well, that may or may not show up on my list. You just
presume it will.
never know. So my number 7, again, mine aren't really in any order, but I'm just going backwards. The Bride, and it's mostly the cast. The concept sounds cool to me. So this is Maggie Gyllenhaal's. Takes place in 1930 Chicago. It's written by Gyllenhaal, and it follows a lonely Frankenstein as he seeks the aid of Dr. Euphronius in creating a companion for himself.
So you're looking forward to more Frankenstein. Hey?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So part of the intrigue for this one is there are some Frankenstein fans that consider The Bride of Frankenstein to be a better film than
cool.
the original. And they also think it's a better sequel, or like it's an up-leveled sequel compared to the original. So whether she does something like that, I don't know, but the concept seems really interesting to me, taking it out of sort of gothic middle age kind of thing and putting it in 1930s Chicago, which I'm curious to see because 30s Chicago was notoriously gangster ridden. And it was, prohibition and alcohol and all that kind of stuff. So they could do some really interesting things with that.
Totally. In what you saw of it, do you get the sense that this is a horror film, or do you feel like they're taking the Frankenstein lore but making it more of a drama or another genre?
Well, I haven't watched anything. I've only read.
Okay.
So I haven't seen, based on the stills that I've seen, it looks like a horror. And this definitely showed up on anticipated 26 horror films. So
Okay, yeah,
I
fair enough.
think it might be worth a watch. I don't
Maggie
know.
Gyllenhaal's really good. I can't think of any horror-related project that
I
she's
don't think
worked
so.
on,
No, I don't think, not that comes to mind.
but there's a first time for everything.
That's right.
All right, good pick. All right, my number 6 is Shiver. This is directed by Tommy Wirkola.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, if only. But the only reason that this one makes my list when I noticed that this director also did Dead Snow.
Oh, yeah.
And Dead Snow is just one of my favorite horror comedies ever, one of my favorite zombie movies ever. So I don't know much about this film other than he's directing it, and I love Dead Snow, so therefore I'm interested.
I never would have watched Dead Snow if it wasn't for you. And it was so good.
So good. Yeah, if you've not seen Dead Snow, you should definitely go check it out. So synopsis, a coastal town battered by a powerful hurricane must also contend with deadly sharks amid the storm's chaos, blending disaster and creature horror elements. So I don't know if this was going to be like a comedy, like a Sharknado kind of thing, or whether it's going to be serious. But if it's Tommy Wirkola, it's probably going to be fun.
All right.
Okay, so that's my number 6, Shiver.
Number 6, I think, is this 6 or 5 for me?
You started, so this will be your 5.
This would be my 5. So you just saw this Bone Temple, and I would like to see it. So that's on my list. Of course, Alex Garland writing, Nia DaCosta from Candyman, and Ray Fiennes. I'm just curious to see where they take the story. I have a little bit of an idea. I haven't watched any trailers, but I have listened to some non-spoiler interviews. One with Nia DaCosta. And who was the other one that I heard? Anyway, it just sounded, like the Jimmies are going to, be a main part in this one. And I'd like to see what they do with that, because at the end of the last one, it was like, what the hell are these guys doing? But I do get a sense of where it might be going, and I'm curious.
Yeah, I did see this one this week. It's interesting. It would be an interesting one to do an episode on potentially.
Yeah.
I might do a quick cut at some point, but yeah, I mean, it's fair that it's on your list.
There you go. That's number 5.
All right. So my number 5 is a crossover with one you've already mentioned, and this is Hokum. So as mentioned, this is Damian McCarthy, who is the director of Oddity.
Oh, okay.
So when you talked about like the UK Celtic kind of feel, was very much like Oddity. You and I both had that pretty highly ranked, I think, on our top 10 list.
And we liked Hallow Road, which is very similar.
Totally. So yeah, I'm just excited because I really liked Oddity, and I thought he had a good style, and I'm looking forward to it. But as you say, Adam Scott is good as well. So Hokum, we've got a crossover there. Yeah. And that one I've seen on a few lists. I think people are looking forward to that.
I think so. Yeah.
We haven't had too many crossovers yet, though.
No, another crossover, though.
Okay.
Evil Dead Burn, nice. I have on there. Again, just because Evil Dead Rise, I liked the 2013 remake. It's produced by Raimi.
Yes.
So I'm assuming he has some say in what's going on. And it's just, the franchise has been so good, and the last few installments have been really and some gruesome stuff. So I'm looking forward. Like, there was some cringy stuff in Evil Dead Burn. Even the second time,
Evil Dead Rise, you mean?
Yes. Sorry, Evil Dead Rise. Even the second time, because I watched it not that long ago again, and it was like I knew what was coming, and I was still like, oh god, don't do that.
Yeah, the cheese grater scene.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So there you go, another crossover.
Nice. All right, my number 4, which I'm curious to see if it's on your list, is Ice Cream Man. This is directed by Eli Roth, who hasn't done anything in the horror genre for a while, but known for Hostel, Cabin Fever, and Thanksgiving. I think we both quite liked Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So synopsis: set in an idyllic summer town, Ice Cream Man turns sweetness into terror with a seemingly friendly ice cream vendor begins serving treats with horrifying effects that plunge the community into chaos. So I would say I'm a fan of Eli Roth. I'm just curious to see. He usually kind of bleeds the line between horror, graphic body horror, but in my opinion, often bleeds into some black comedy as well. So I enjoy his style.
I did not know that was, I made this list probably 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So I didn't know that one was Eli Roth, or that one was coming up. Do you remember on Shudder, the History of Horror franchise? He did that series.
Yep.
So there's 3 seasons, and I've just gone through and listened to almost all 3 seasons of the podcast version, which are extended interviews, and really good. I have a thought about his interview style, which I'll not talk about right now.
Interesting.
But in terms of his filmmaking, and we still have to look at Hostel as a black comedy, because I need I need you to walk me through that one. So,
sure. Green Inferno was him as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm a fan of Eli Roth.
There you go.
Now, to be fair, some of these are slated for 2026. Sometimes stuff happens and gets pushed back. So don't hold us to it if some of these slip into 2027. But as far as I know, these are all slated for 2026.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
That was my number 4. So I think we're heading into your number 3.
Number 3, Ready or Not 2. So arguably, I don't know if this falls into the horror. It
looks fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. Samara Weaving was so good in the first one.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing her performance again and seeing what she does with this one. So I realize it's a bit sketchy. It's kind of on the edge, but whatever. That's my number 3.
I'm blanking on his name. Frodo Baggins, who does all the awesome horror stuff.
Oh, shoot. Wait.
Starts with an E, right?
That's so bad.
It's so bad.
I can picture him in certain roles, and I can't think.
Yeah, he was in Yellow Jackets. He's in Anyways, it'll come to me. Elijah Wood.
There you go.
Yeah, E. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. I love Elijah Wood. He's hilarious. He's like a huge horror fan.
Yes.
So he slides himself into all these like kind of minor horror roles. So the fact that he's in that one gets me excited.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I'm guessing that will lean more into comedy than horror, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
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 Yep. Good
All
pick.
right. Number 3. That was number 3, right?
That's your number
Yeah.
3. Yeah. My number 3 is Werewolf. So we have
There you
another crossover. This is Robert Eggers. As you mentioned, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson. Really good cast. Werewolves haven't had the best go in the horror genre. There's some notable ones, like Werewolves Within was pretty fun, but again, that was more comedy. Like, just I can't think of many like really dark, intense, like S-tier horror films that involve werewolves. So I think if anyone could get it there, probably Robert Eggers. I'm hoping it's really visceral and intense and not slow and historical, which though will be good.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So, but I have high hopes. I think Werewolf will be good.
All right. Number 2, Terrifier 4.
Oh yeah. How did I not put that on my
I'm
list?
so looking forward to see how he bests himself in this one. I can't even imagine what gruesomeness he'll come up with.
That's a good pick.
He will. And Lauren Lavera, I think is how you pronounce her name. She's returning, and she's been such a good final girl. Now, the brother is returning, but wasn't he killed in the last one? Am I misremembering that? I thought he was knocked off in the last one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, maybe it's going to be his ghost, or I don't know, but
do you think they'll be able to top the bedroom scene?
Well, I think they did in 3, didn't they? With the
shower scene?
Yeah.
Do you think that topped it? In my mind, that the bedroom scene was still just a little bit more sadistic, but
yeah, maybe it leans a little bit more heavily on that. I mean, I think for grossness though, the shower scene was worse.
Yeah,
but it was a very different vibe than the bedroom scene.
Yeah.
Sadistic's probably a good way to describe it.
But he's he's going to try and raise the bar. So
100%.
I'm sure the gore will be nasty.
Yeah. So that was my number 2.
All right. My number 2, which I doubt is on your list. This is Resident Evil, believe it or not.
It was one of the 4 I cut.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I largely got into horror because of Resident Evil, the video game. I loved zombies. I loved Night of the Living Dead. Resident Evil was amazing. And so when I heard they were making like the Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich, damn you, Paul Anderson, he just ruined that franchise. Like he crushed my dreams. I was so excited for Resident Evil. And then when she like jumps off the wall and does like a Matrix kick to this dog, I'm just like, damn you. He did not stick with like a dark horror tone.
No.
He turned the Resident Evil franchise into like an action franchise.
Yeah.
And I've just hated those films. I hate Paul W.S. Anderson because of it. And I was such a fanboy for the Resident Evil games, and those movies I just found so disappointing. But this one is directed by Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian and Weapons. So you've got like a very capable, maybe one of the best up and coming horror directors taking on and rebooting the Resident Evil franchise. So as a fan, a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise, I'm pretty excited that this will deliver.
Cool.
So this is a new reboot of Resident Evil franchise centered on a delivery driver who gets pulled into a terrifying viral outbreak in Raccoon City and must survive as monstrous threats emerge. But you cut this from your list.
I did, because it was on my list, and I wanted to give a shout out. Part of the reason that it was on my list is because a podcast that I listened to called Final Girl with Stacey Ponder.
I think I've heard that one, yeah.
She's doing the whole franchise right now. So she's done 1, 2 that I've listened to. I think the next episode is 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Although she has a similar take because she was a gamer when it came out.
Yeah.
And she was looking forward to more of the game.
Yeah.
So she definitely criticizes it that way, but she said, I'm paraphrasing, but the sense I get is, I know it's garbage, but it's fun. And I've liked, what he's done with some of these, characters and stuff.
And that's fair, because I came into that with huge reverence for the franchise, wanting it to be a particular thing, and it was not that thing. Have you watched those films?
I've watched a few of them. Definitely the first one and the second one. I don't think I did, what was it's not Evolution, but
I hate that
yeah,
franchise.
I've watched 2 of them, but
And did you like them?
it was okay, but I had no I had no understanding of it as a game.
Right.
So I had no expectations of what going into it, what it was going to be like. So it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it wasn't great, but it was like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's very tonally disconnected from the games,
Yeah.
which is too bad. But I have hope for
Okay.
Zach Kreger. He can do it.
Yeah. So, but I encourage you, if you're interested in that franchise, listen to Final Girl with Stacey Ponder. She's been a guest on Evolution of Horror many times.
Yes.
And so I really enjoy her sense of humor. She's quite self-deprecating, which is also pretty funny. And she has some really good insights. So Stacey Ponder, if you're listening, I gave you a shout out. Okay, this is down to number one.
Number one.
And remember, mine wasn't in any order, but I left the last one. Scream 7 is
nice.
my number one. For lots of reasons, I've really grown to like, I wasn't sure about 5, but I liked 6.
6 was fun.
Neve Campbell's back, Courtney Cox. I think they're generally well made and they're a fun franchise. They're a good ride. And I also think there's usually an interesting surprise or two in there. So yeah, I'm just anticipating.
Got my Scream shirt on.
There you go. A decent. I mean, I think they've become more comedy tinged over time, or leaning in that direction, as opposed to the first one, which is darker. And I liked the darker.
They've always
ones.
had like a subtle sense of
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that'll be fun. I'm not a huge franchise person, especially when you're getting up there in the numbers. But they've all been pretty good so far.
They have.
So,
Yep. It's been a franchise I think that's delivered longer than most would.
Yeah. And they've been pretty consistent with not always bringing back characters, but introducing new characters like Jenna Ortega. Like it was just, I think they've just done some good things with it. So we'll see what they do.
Nice. All right. Well, your number one was Scream 7. I'm wearing the Scream shirt. And my number one is Obsession, not Scream. So have you heard of this one?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So this is Curry Barker's the director. He did a micro budget film called Milk and Cereal, as in serial killer.
Okay.
I've not seen it, but so Fantastic Fest is like one of the really big film festivals where they have a lot of horror movies. And apparently this was the film that like everyone was talking about when they left. And apparently it's really messed up. Some people say this will be like the Talk to Me of 2026. So I don't know anything about it really, other than the idea of there's a guy who like makes a wish for a woman to fall in love with him, like his crush. And it comes true, but then it really apparently twists in some like messed up ways. So I've just heard that it's supposed to be really good. I will trust all the people who said that this is supposed to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to it. So
cool.
That's Obsession. Now Scream, I think will be fun. The 7th iteration of franchise.
Yeah,
I probably won't get my hopes up just in case, but it does look good. So.
I mean, there's also, cutting it down to 10 was difficult for me because there's also, like I've got on my list, We Bury the Dead. Whistle looked really, and I know nothing about it. Of course, Strangers Chapter 3, which I'm super excited to see.
Yeah, can't wait.
Send Help is another one.
Oh, is that the Sam Raimi one?
I think so.
I saw a trailer for that. That looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. And there's Return to Silent Hill.
Saw 11, which you're stoked for?
Oh, totally. Even though, because I didn't play the Silent Hill games.
The Silent Hill, the first, was considered at the time to be like the best video game adaptation to a film.
Yeah. And
I have some hopes for this one.
That creeped me out, the first one. It was the atmosphere in that one, and that
game is creepy.
The monsters, whatever you want to call them, that they created or pulled from the game were terrifying.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see what they do with that and whether they maintain that sort of edgy scariness that they did in the first one.
Yeah, 2026 is looking really good, not just because of the big franchise, but because you have kind of like the who's who horror directors all coming out and making cool stuff. So even if the big notable ones don't deliver, I think the like undercard or the lower, lesser well-known ones will be. So I think it'll be a really good year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And some of the best ones we may not even have heard of yet. So
there you go.
All right. So that's episode 100 and a bit.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately, we didn't do anything more exciting. Because we have a new studio, not much room to stick a guest in between you or I.
Unfortunately.
So we had a guest for episode 50. We would like to have more guests, but maybe virtually.
Yes. We need to look into Riverside, which is a recording platform online. So There you go.
All right.
So
Well, we look forward to reviewing many of these. I'm
Indeed.
sure we'll do episodes and quick cuts on a lot of these ones from our list. And actually, our overlaps were
what do we
Two,
have? Evil
three?
Dead Burn.
Evil Dead Burn, Werewolf.
You didn't have Terrifier, did you know?
Nope, Hokum.
Hokum.
I think just 3.
I think that was it.
Now, I should have put Terrifier on my list maybe instead of Scary Movie 6, but
What a dick.
yeah, I kind of forgot about it. It was so obvious that I overlooked it.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, so hopefully you'll get to see some of these ones, and hopefully we'll get to review some of these ones. But until then, we'll see you in the aisles.